Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Steph and today we're going to be doing a fall reset. I did one of these in the spring and I just thought this would be the perfect time because fall literally just started a few days ago. I have a lot of things that I need to catch up on. I also have a lot that I want to plan for the end of the year and I'm transitioning with my job stuff. So it's like the perfect time because I really am having a fresh start in my life and I really need to get things together because I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed. I'm feeling a lot of feelings recently. I just need to like get myself organized and know that I still have time for all of the things I'm passionate about outside of a job. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at. So I've made my list. I don't know that I'll get to all of these things today, but for the most part, I really need to print some game boards. So Spookopolathon is happening, which is Becca's readathon. And then on my Patreon, we are doing a readathon called Season of the Witchwood. My Patreon is called Witchwood Apothecary and it's game board related. We did this last year, but I've just changed up the game board a little bit. And so I need to roll for both of those. The one for my Patreon, they're gonna be getting Patreon exclusive videos. So I'll be doing my TBR for that. So I need to film that today. And then I will do the Spookopolathon readathon here with you today and kind of talk to you about my end of the year plans content wise. I also just recently bought one of the doodle planners and this one is the 6-month doodle planner where you fill it out yourself. So you get to designate the month within this planner, which I really love. I really loved my doodle planner in general. I had the year-long one and I actually did for the most part stick to it, but I like the idea of having a blank month and being able to do whatever I need to do with it, especially if like I'm just not in the mood to write everything down, which doesn't happen very often. I really like to write things down more than I like to use digital planners. Also, this has a lot more like dotted blank pages that I'm really excited about because I was hoping in the doodle planner in general, the year-long one, that I would have more pages that were blank to like write my TBRs and to write like content that I want to get to in a month, and I didn't really have that. So I'm excited that most every month has at least 5 pages, like blank pages that I can use, and I think that'll be really helpful. The same thing actually goes for habit tracking. Like these are habit trackers, but they're not like designated as habit trackers, so you could use it as something else, like a reading tracker or I don't know, anything really. And this is supposed to be a mood tracker, but I guess you could also like track other things here as well. I don't often track my mood, to be honest. I just kind of color this in and go about my life, but I may use it for something else, maybe like how many days I read, but I could use that, but I could also use it as like pages read, because what I want is I want to use this journal as both my content and my like work stuff, because I hate having multiple journals, and so far my year-long doodle planner has been just kind of content related. I'm gonna try to make this a combination and see if that like eases my mind a little bit more. Having multiple journals and stuff, it just like sets me off. I can't do it. It makes me very anxious. But the other thing that I really love, which I think it's obvious, is the weekly spreads are also not designated. So if you had to skip a week for whatever reason, or you just didn't end up doing that much that week, you can skip it. I mean, in theory, this isn't saving me any more paper than I initially thought it would. I thought this would be set up a little bit differently than it is, but I still really like it, and I did use my doodle planner a lot, and I feel like now with work and using it as both, I'll probably use it even more so. So I'm excited to start filling this out, so I'm gonna fill it out today. And then I also have to food shop and like come up with some meal plans and some lunches that I really want. One of my biggest goals for October is trying to save money on food, and one of our biggest pitfalls recently, because life has just been lifing, is eating out a lot, or like ordering out. We don't really go anywhere. We just order out a lot, and I don't want to do that. So I'm really dedicating myself to actually making meal plans every week and like getting excited about cooking and meal prepping. I'm not gonna do intense meal prepping, but we have to go food shopping today and make a food list. So I'll probably take you along with me for that as well. And then I think the last thing that I want to do is I want to go through my shelves because they're pretty disastrous right now. And I want to like prioritize some books, probably make a shelf where I'm like prioritizing things. I have my bookshelves in my bedroom that are typically things that I want to get to very soon. So I may just switch that all out. And I may also have like a shelf in here, because I can't lie to you, I had a 24 and 24 and I was trying to do vlogs for it, and then I just abandoned it. And I realized that like these reading challenges don't really work for me, and I'm letting things go that don't work for me, especially reading wise, because I'm just trying to have fun with reading, you know? So yeah, that is what we're trying to do today.
Train ride just to see you, ride for hours just to please you. You don't know how much I need you, 'cause you're my home away from home, away from home, away from being alone.
Out the little game board. I have some virtual dice, and I printed out the cards, but I did them a little bit bigger just so that I could write on them easily. So I'll just set them on the board wherever they fit. If you don't know about Becca's readathon, basically Becca from Becca and the Books, one of my faves, she has a TBR game called Spookopoly, and it's obviously a play on Monopoly. So she makes a Monopoly board that's all like book prompts. And so you have different book prompts around the board, but when you land on things like community shelf or the chance cards, like these ones here, then you would select from the appropriate cards. And on those cards, they have more prompts that you write in yourself, or they have specific book titles that you're writing in that you would like to get to in the month. And so in theory, you're supposed to start with 5 rolls. You can make it less rolls or more rolls depending on how much you're comfortable with reading in a month, because if you roll a double, then you have to add on another roll, which means you're adding on another book. And usually the board hates me and I get a lot of doubles, so we're gonna see how today works out. Oh, and obviously she's made a readathon based on her TBR game, but this one is specifically Halloween themed. So we start here and we have to do 5 rolls unless I roll a double, and then I have to add on a roll slash a prompt or a book or whatever. So I have this virtual dice roller. We're gonna start with our first roll, which is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A chance card already. So I'm gonna shuffle these because I don't actually remember if I shuffled them previous to this. Should I just pick from the top? Let's just pick from the top. Okay. The first chance card is a mood read. I don't know if you could see that. So that's really promising. We're off to a decent start, but that's 1 of 5. Okay, roll 2. 7 again. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got ghost face. Third roll. I got 7 again? Amazing. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pentacles. Roll number 4. Why do I keep getting 7? Why? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Another mood read. Amazing. Oh, is the board being nice to me? In theory, this is our last roll. So hopefully, fingers crossed, the board is nice to me. And if I get another 7, I think I'm cursed. Okay, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Another chance card. Let's just shuffle them again. Okay. And we have KU. Okay, so I have a KU TBR and there's some things that I really want to get to on there. So that's what this is for. I don't know how that happened, but the board was so nice to me today. What a rare and wonderful treat. But we do have to build my TBR because everything that I got was basically a prompt. I got Ghostface, so I need to figure out what Ghostface is. So Ghostface, if you scream, he will find you. Read a book with a sound related word in the title or series title. That one's hard. I also got Pentacles, which is summon a new favorite book. Read a 5-star prediction. Ooh, this is a good one too. So I feel like this was super nice to me because I have 2 mood reads. I got a mood read on the board, and then did I pick a mood read? Yeah, I picked a mood read prompt. And then I picked the KU prompt, which is just Kindle Unlimited. So I have a few things like a TBR and Kindle Unlimited that I want to get to. I'm not quite sure yet what that's going to be. I'm going to come back to you once I've figured out my TBR. And then I have this sound related word in the title. That's what's going to take me forever to find out. Okay, I'm going to have to do some digging. I'm going to have to do some digging, and then I'll come back to you with the official TBR. I still have sleep lines on my face. Oh my god. I have been so exhausted from this week that I ended up getting into bed at like 8:30, and I didn't get up. I didn't crawl out of bed today until like 9:30. So that's where I'm at. Also, we got a new table. Can you even see that? We got this fancy new table and we need to get chairs for it. Anyway, as you can tell, this reset's going into 2 days. I actually have to meal prep today for the week ahead, so it's kind of perfect. I'm gonna make a matcha and try to get myself together. And then I'm going to meal prep, clean a little bit, and then we will go back into the TBR. Oh yeah, look, I'm wearing Jan's sweater. It says Tink right there. But look, it's a little pumpkin. Little pumpkin mug. I just realized we don't have ice. I forgot to make some last night. We're just gonna have to make do because I'm not leaving the house right now. And I don't want to order coffee. I've already started this. That's where we're at. I'm making a strawberry vanilla matcha with like a dash of cinnamon because that's like my favorite thing right now. Okay, we're gonna raw dog this. I hope I put enough milk in it just because, you know, the ice usually helps me indicate how much milk I'm putting into this. So this may be milk heavy, but also it's like such a pretty color today, which makes me have hope. It makes me have hope in all things again. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, we're back. I'm gonna have to drink it so fast though because I like ice cold things. Anyway, we're gonna light this candle. It's the apple cider candle. I've been obsessed with the Meyer fall collection. I've been so obsessed with the Meyer fall collection for the last 3 years, and last year they did me so dirty. They got rid of the acorn one and it was my favorite scent. They only had it in like some of the soaps and cleaning products, but they didn't bring out a candle for it unless my Target just didn't have the candles, which is a possibility. So I bought 2 acorn ones. I bought 2 of the fall leaves one because I really love those 2 scents the most. And this apple cider one, I don't think I bought this last year. It really smells very appley. I'm curious what it's gonna burn like because sometimes apple scents make me feel sick to my stomach. I'm really sensitive to scents. They really trigger my migraines and like nausea. This one actually smells so nice as is, but we'll see how it burns. I'm gonna light it today because it's fall, baby. I did have the grand plans of making this video like a decorate for fall with me as well, but I was going through a little rough patch a few weeks ago, and Jared was like, would it make you feel better if we decorated? And I was like, yeah, So we decorated. I think it's in another video, which I will link down below if you want to see some of the things that we did. We moved into this house about a year ago. The beginning of November will be a year of us being here. So we didn't get to spend Halloween here. But the one thing I am so excited about is I've never had a front yard. So now I get to decorate the front yard. And I don't know what to do. I want to get like some hanging ghosts for the front yard, like for the tree that we have out front. And then I want to get those little things that stick in the lawn where it's like the witch's feet sticking out. I would love to do that, probably do a little graveyard moment. I'm excited for the small progress that we're gonna make. We're also planning our little pumpkin patch trip. We're planning our yearly tradition, I guess you could call it at this point, where we go to this arboretum that puts on this whole like fall festival thing. We go every single year. It's one of my favorite things to do in the whole wide world besides the pumpkin patch. I grew up around pumpkin patches and like corn mazes, so it has such a special place in my heart. Like I have to go to a pumpkin patch. I also think, because we've been talking heavily about it, that we're gonna go apple picking this year. Apple picking was also a huge part of my childhood because I lived, some of y'all may know, I lived near Apple Hill, and I miss it. I miss Apple Hill. It's this just beautiful place where they have lots of apple orchards. It's just a fall dream, honestly. I'm sure there's better places, but for me growing up, it was just like my favorite thing to do. And I would like get prepared about what fall treats I was gonna get myself. Apple fritters, apple pies, caramel apples were top tier. I love apple butter, but my grandma used to make it from scratch. So I never really thought about apple butter as a thing that I needed to buy somewhere. But now as an adult, I don't have this luxury. So this place that we went apple picking back when I first moved here, it had some that they made and it was so good. And I know you can buy apple butter in the store, but like it was made there with their apples that they grew. And they had like a cider mill and I got some cider. Anyway, I also saw pigs. I love pigs. I don't know if anyone knows this about me. I love animals. Like I want a farm, but my dream is to have like a tiny farm. I don't want a lot of animals. And I just want them to be there to be my companions. Like I want a cow so bad, but I love pigs. Pigs are like some of my favorite animals because they're so derpy. And one time we went to this like random pumpkin patch that also had like a little petting zoo area. And they had tiny pigs and one fell asleep in my hand and I actually cried. I also love goats. One year for my birthday, Jared surprised me with like a goat therapy thing that you could do and cried. I already have the names picked out for all of my animals as well, and specifically I'll let you in on one of them. If I get a cow, which I really want, I want a brown cow, but I will take any type of cow. Their name is gonna be Violet. Anyway, I need to shotgun this matcha. I need to clean a little bit of this house, and I need to finally wrap up this video. Okay, we're back. So I've started some of my meal prepping, which you probably would have already seen, and I am gonna take you through the TBR for Spookopolathon. I have some picks for the mood read. Obviously, it's gonna be a mood read, so I don't know what's actually gonna happen with those, but I have a few options. And honestly, I got the KU prompt as well, and I could have a few options for that, but I think I'm gonna stick to something very specific and you will see why. So I'm actually gonna start my TBR with what I'm currently in the middle of. So one of them I'm listening to on audiobook, and that's Phantasma. I'm buddy reading this with Aaron and one of my patrons named Liv, although Liv like literally marathoned it yesterday. So is it a buddy read? Yeah, sure. I mean, we all buddy read at our own pace. So that's one of the books that I'm working on. Basically, I was sold because there's supposed to be OCD rev. If you don't know, I have OCD, and it's apparently close to what I've described as my OCD. I'm a little bit nervous if it's gonna set me off or if I'm just gonna feel, you know, representation. But also somebody mentioned, I think it was Emmy, mentioned that the love interest reminded her of Death from Belladonna. And I'm just so ready for that. I'm not far into that one, so I don't have much to say, but it does have like a darker vibe, so I feel like it really fits for this holiday season. I'm also like 120 pages into Fear the Flames, which was republished. It was a KU book that was recently republished, and apparently there were lots of edits on it. I did have the KU book for a time, and then I had heard that it was going to get extensively edited, so I just put it off. So now I'm 120 something pages into this, really enjoying it, but I'm here for the dragons, okay? I'm really excited to get into the dragon content, because apparently there's even more dragons in here than the original version. Not that I read the original version, but I want more books with actual dragons in the books, not just like them chilling and kind of being there and talked about. I want them to be in the books. And then lastly, I'm almost done with Glint because I am trying to make my way through this series, the Plated Prisoner series. The last book just came out last week, and apparently I am extremely determined to read this series because I have all of the books. I really liked the first one. That's how I'm justifying this, but I'm also really enjoying the second one so far. So actually moving into the KU prompt, which I got on the chance card, I got KU. I'm gonna read one of these, whatever one it ends up being. It will be. But yeah, I'm gonna read one of these as the KU prompt because while these are traditionally published, they are still on KU. But also in general, I'm hoping to finish this series this month. I'm enjoying it. It reads really fast, so I would like to finish it this month. Then one of the very specific prompts was to read a book with a sound related thing in the title. So I'm assuming the word sound counts. But I actually only found one book in my whole house that I haven't read that has anything to do with sound in the title, and that is Looking Glass Sound by Catriona Ward. Catriona Ward and I have a weird relationship because the first book that I read by her, Sundial, I gave a very low 3 stars, and I never really think about that book at all. And then the second book that I read by her, which was The House on Needless Street, I gave it a 4.5 stars. I really, really enjoyed it. This is the only book that fits this prompt, so I will be reading Looking Glass Sound. And I am excited because I think this will kind of solidify whether or not I will pick up more Catriona Ward in the future. I also have no recollection of what this is about, so we'll find out when I start reading it. And then the 5-star prediction prompt that I got, I am going to be using Model Home by River Solomon because I gave Sorrowland 5 stars, and this is a haunted house book by an author that I've given 5 stars before. I really love River Solomon's writing. I just have a very good feeling about this one. Although I don't know if I should because haunted house books are always hit or miss. I'm never like in between with them, but I trust Rivers. This is a 5-star prediction, so that's what I'm going to be using, and I just really, really hope that the one time I've been anticipating a new release, it comes through for me. In terms of the 2 mood reading prompts, I have 2 different things going on with those. So first mood reading prompt, I have 5 options, and they're all like horror basically. So I have Mayfly. I'm actually very scared of this one, but I'm gonna be brave and I'm gonna try to read it hopefully this month. The Eyes Are the Best Part. This was the one that I was going back and forth between actually with Model Home and The Eyes Are the Best Part about a 5-star prediction because I do feel like this is gonna be a 5 stars for me as well. I also have The Haunting of Velkwood because I've been told by a few people that this is like a Stephanie book. So in theory, this could be a 5-star prediction, but it wasn't something that I was like anticipating. It's just because people told me I'm really gonna like it. This is a ghost book. I think some of the characters in here are being haunted by an old friend. I do know that this is very light horror, but the premise is very intriguing to me, and the fact that people think I'm gonna like it. We Used to Live Here, another haunted house book. It sounds really creepy. Some people who have very similar tastes to me have given this 5 stars. I'm nervous about this because of the hype surrounding it, but I'm also very, very excited. The thing that creeps me out about this one the most is I don't know if it's gonna be like a paranormal haunting or people just being horrible. And that almost freaks me out more than paranormal stuff. But usually with my haunted houses, I want it to be paranormal. But I'm going into this expecting that it's not paranormal. And then I have Tender Beasts because I've just really been wanting to read from this author. I've seen some really great reviews. Anyway, that's my first mood read prompt. So for the second mood read prompt, I have 4 books for it. It's a little more lighthearted because I'm still in the mood for like witchy, vampire, werewolf, like very autumn coded romances. So we have Payback's a Witch. I know that this got really bad reviews when it first came out. I saw nothing but bad reviews for it and I was a little bit nervous for it. But one of my coworkers, this was donated and she thought of me. So she asked me if I was interested in it or if I had already had it. And I actually didn't own this one. And this is supposed to be a sapphic, witchy, contemporary romance, I guess. I mean, obviously the witchy part makes it a little bit paranormal, but yeah, it reads more like the contemporary romances. Been very much in the mood for these in the last couple of months. I also have Do Your Worst, which I don't know if anyone's witchy, but there's supposed to be a curse in here. One of the characters' family has a knack for the supernatural, so there's something about a curse in here. This is another one that I've heard very mixed things. I also have Morbidly Yours. So one of the main characters, the guy, he is a undertaker, and apparently I've actually heard recently that this is just very endearing. A lot of people have unexpectedly fallen in love with this book. So this may be the one, but I'm still very much into the idea of reading A Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire. So this cover really got me. Also, I really love werewolves. I really do. But this is the third book in the Glimmer Falls series, and this cover intrigued me so much that it spurred me to read the first two in the series. I really, really loved the first one. It's probably one of my favorite witchy contemporary romances that I've read in a really long time. So I'm very excited about this one. I didn't love the second one as much, but this one, A Werewolf and a Vampire. Also, somebody said in the review on Goodreads that there was dick biting. What does that mean? I need to find out. So yeah, all of those books cover all of my Spookopolathon prompts in some way or another. What actually is gonna get read, I don't know. I'm very much in this type of mood or in a fantasy romance type of mood. I feel like the one thing that I do to myself every single year, it kind of seems to happen without fail recently, is that in August and September, I go really hard with like horror in preparation for autumn and like being excited about the autumn season coming. And then I burn myself out. So then by the time October comes around, I'm in a completely different mood. I'm reading absolutely no horror. But luckily the autumn romances are really a strong vibe for me recently. Okay, I'm gonna get back to food prepping and finish cleaning the house, and then we will wrap this up with my end of year content plan. Okay, food prep wise, I don't really do anything intense because I just am afraid I'm not gonna eat it. So I pretty much do some salad prep because I always have a salad for lunch, whether or not I bring something else with that. This week, I'm trying to make chicken salads so that they're just the main meal. So I'm gonna add some roasted chickpeas, some hard-boiled eggs, the chicken, cucumber, carrots, and then it's like a butter, lettuce, spinach mix that I use. That's gonna be the main meal. And then I have snacks, I have fruit, I have yogurt bowls, but usually I don't prep the yogurt bowls till the morning of. But if you wanted to know what was in the yogurt bowl, it is the Sig's Skyer, is that how you say it? Yogurt. I use the vanilla one. I usually use the Purely Elizabeth granola in the original flavor. I really like the Ancient Grains granola. It's my favorite one. And then I also use ground flaxseed, sometimes a chia pudding or just chia seeds in it, and then fruit. And that's all. They're very easy, so it's very simple to just throw together in the morning. This week, my fruit of choice is some leftover strawberries from last week that I didn't end up finishing this week. And then I got 3 cartons of blackberries because they were on sale, and I also really like blackberries. I pretty much like any berry, to be honest. I actually wanted blueberries, but they were really expensive, so blackberries it is. So yeah, my meal prepping these days is just like very minimal and just to help me get out the door faster in the morning, to be honest.
You're sick of the city, I'm due for a change, but I need you to stay. Just as long as it takes me to memorize your face, I'll draw it all day. Till your eyebrows point to your jawbone in just the right way. If you made a mistake, you can come back for a replay. I've been thinking about you these days, but you'll crash your car if you change your heart, making U-turns on the freeway, on the freeway, on the freeway. can jump in Superior or wait on the shore and feel bad about ways that we've naturally faded. I'm fine with my life, but I'd probably trade it to see if we'd make it. You can come back for a replay. I've been thinking about you these days, but you'll crash your car if you change your heart, making U-turns on the freeway, on the freeway, on the freeway.
Let's round this video out with content that I'm hoping to make for the rest of the year. So, as you know, or maybe you don't, maybe you're new here. Hi, hello. I do a video series called Love It or Listed, and I've been doing it for the last 2 years. It's kind of evolved into a different beast than what it was in the beginning, but Love It or List It is like an unhaul project. Really, the whole point of it is for me to read down my own TBR, but at the end of it, I also challenge myself to choose if I want to keep something or unhaul it. I essentially live by the rule that anything I'm never going to reread, I'm probably not going to keep on my shelves. But the challenge of this video is pretty fun just because I like the intentions of going in knowing that I need to figure out if I'm going to unhaul it or keep it immediately. The reason it's called Love It or List It is because I used to list the books on Pango and sell them. Pango has become a thing for me that I don't enjoy selling on, so I normally sell to my local bookstore or I'll give it to friends at the library. Sometimes I set books aside to give to friends and family that I think will really enjoy those books. So yeah, Pango has kind of become a thing of the past for me a little bit. I don't know if I'll ever get back to it. That being said, I would like to do 2 more Love It or List It's this year. One of them I'm hoping to have another featured guest on. I've done 3 this year that have had featured guests similar to my like Read It Down series, and then I want to do one that's just like me doing prompts, like a classic Love It or List It, because I don't think I've done just a classic prompts one for a while. I don't even know if I've done one at all this year that hasn't involved like other people in it. As a matter of fact, I think that's the one I'm going to be working on this month, and then in December I'm hoping to have the last Love It or List It of the year with a guest. Also this month I really want to do a quarterly check-in. I would love to talk about my reading stats and some of my reading goals moving forward for the rest of the year and kind of what I'm looking to change in the new year. I'll probably end up doing a winter reset similar to this, where I then talk about like what I'm going to be changing about my channel, maybe moving forward, things that were working for me, didn't work for me. I think every year I kind of sit down and reassess what's working for me on the channel, how I'm evolving as a content creator, a reader, what I want to put out on the internet, what I don't want to put out on the internet. And things have definitely changed within a year as well. There's so much time in a year and so much room to grow and change. And I think one of those things is like seeing more just general weekly vlogs. I've been having a lot of fun with those, as well as like little 24-hour and 48-hour reading vlogs, because it's just a fun way for me to get in some reading and also make it a very low pressure TBR, if there's even a TBR at all. That being said, I do miss some like secret vlogs, some structured vlogs, I guess. I don't really make anything a secret. But I will tell you, I am not doing a Goodreads video, but I've been thinking about reading people's favorites. I don't know if that's gonna be like my Patreon's favorites, because I feel like that could be really fun, reading their favorites. I know Sydney from Sid Bookworm did this as well, and I really enjoyed that content. But I may also read other booktubers' favorites. I don't know. I want to do something like that, but I definitely don't want to do a Goodreads video. I know Aaron is about to yell at me in the comments. I just didn't have a fun time in the Goodreads video. I know I'm saying I'm not going to do a Goodreads video, but if I am convinced to do a Goodreads video, the potential of it being in one category is very low, and I would do something similar to what Kayla did, where she just read from categories that she was interested in, like the books that she was the most interested in or anticipating. I think I would do it in a way where if there are things on that list that are absolutely on my TBR and I really wanted to get to them this year and just didn't, then maybe I would do it that way. But I wouldn't do a category again, especially the fantasy category. But if I do one, it's gonna be in a way that's like fun for me, hopefully fun for you, you know? I would love to do Vlogmas. I mean, there's gonna be sit down videos in there rather than just all vlogs. But if I do it, it's just gonna be what I did last year where I did a week of it, and it's mainly like my favorites, my least favorites, my goals, maybe a series check-in, although I know that I didn't do good this year. I just don't know if I'll have the time this year to do it, but I am hoping to. But I will be putting out, regardless, the typical end of year content, like I said, with the goals for next year, which is going to be wrapped up in that like winter reset. And then I'll definitely talk about series that I want to read or finish next year. I don't know if it's going to be a check-in because I really didn't do well with any of my series that I was like interested in getting to this year. So I may just do like a series that I want to get into in 2025. The one other video that I absolutely have planned, and I really want to get it out this month as well, is a Weird Girl vlog part 2. I did one 2 months ago, I think, and I really had a lot of fun, so I was thinking about doing that again. I was hoping to get it out in October, but it may potentially be in November. Don't really know. There's a lot going on because I'm participating in Spookopolathon, obviously, and that's going to be a vlog in and of itself. But for the most part, this month, I'm just trying to do weekly vlogs and like get myself back on track with reading because this work transition has thrown me off a little bit more than I was expecting. So this month is just kind of gonna be what it's gonna be. But if you do have content that you do want to see from me, feel free to leave it down below. I don't know how fast I can get to the videos that I have in my brain, but for now, let me know if you have anything. Otherwise, that's it for me. That's the content that I have planned out in my brain. It's nothing special. Hopefully next year I'll have my shit together a little bit more. I don't know. Otherwise, thanks for hanging out with me, and I hope that you enjoyed this. If you've made it this far and you just want to say hi, feel free to leave some cleaning emojis down below, and I'll talk to y'all next time. Bye, friends. Why do I have this? I don't know.